Here we are at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for some Target Series race in the Mountain Dew 300 for the Target Series season number 5. On pole for today's race is the 99 Steve Morgan, 2 is outside of the 32 Luigi. Then 30 have Colton Yo, 4th Jeff Bright, ranking up the top 5 John Gambit. Then 6th you have Alex Stewart, 7th Justin Heath, 8th James Curligan. Michael Ferris, your truck race winner just yesterday here at Atlanta, rolls off 9th. And ranking up the top 10 your points there, Joe Jefferson. Then for the rest of you, I got Tim Ranoff to his inside, Jose Fernandez. They have Juan Garcia and Jonathan Buford, Michael Sanders and John West. Then Eli Bright and TJ Hanley, Joe Sandrovich and Alexander Rowe. Then Luke Rainey and Roland Emmerich, Jim Gambit and Adam McDowell. Then Marcus Sachi and Patrick Smith, Christian Parker and Wyatt Walker. Then Steve Larker and Levi Schoens, Max Anderson and Jennifer Buford, Jay Jefferson and Jason Larker. Then Isaac Nichols and Justin Zidell, Jake Galloway and Hunter Powers. Then Roland Cook and Marco Chapez. And running out the field on the final row, in 41st you have Jonathan Raines, 42nd is Gatlin Downey in the 52. That's your 42 car starting lineup here for this race at Atlanta. Let's go down trackside to get the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
And the field of 42 cars fires up and rolls off here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Mountain Dew 300, this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. I guess it's a quad oval. A lot of excitement. We've seen 3 wide moments. We've seen big crashes, intense finishes. Jeff Bright came out on top last season in this race. He starts the race 4th here today as the pace car into pit road, left-hand turn. 30 laps here at Atlanta. Steve Morgan on pole. Luigi to his outside. Colton Yo behind him. They come into the restart zone, coming to the green flag. It's out. Green flag waving. We're racing at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Cars climbing up to speed as they come down the backstretch for the first time. John Gambit peaks low for second. Steve Morgan from the pole leading as they race off into 3 and 4 for the first time here today. Morgan comes down to cover the spot on John Gambit. They come off of 4, lap 1. It's going to be led by your pole sitter. Steve Morgan leads lap number 1. But Justin Heath coming to the bottom. Michael Ferris, we talked about, won the truck race yesterday. He's coming hard. As Heath might get to the bottom of Steve Morgan right here. He does. And they're side by side for the race lead. Heath gets to the bottom of Morgan. Down the backstretch, he might clear him, but Ferris might make it 3 wide. Jeff Bright somehow got down to the bottom from the outside 4th position on the start. He's now up into the 4th position. Going to be going for 3rd. Is for the race lead. Ferris underneath Heath. Push him up the track. And it's a side-by-side battle to the stripe to lead lap 2. Make that Justin Heath who leads it. Ferris, your truck winner, to the bottom lane. And Jeff Bright behind Michael Ferris. As Jeff will look to the bottom. We talked about Jeff won the Mountain Dew 300 in season number 4. That was last season. And it's the exact same number 5 car for Junior Motorsports, so he knows how to get to victory lane. And it was ironically his teammate that finished second, Eli Bright, although it wasn't Eli driving it, it was Keegan Thompson who drove the 88 last season to a 2nd place here. So Junior Motorsports knows how to get around this track, and now they're balanced side by side for the lead. Eli gets underneath Jeff as they race off into turn number 1. And Joe Sandrovich behind Eli. Here comes Sandrovich. Now race down the backstretch side by side. Roland Emmerich behind him. And they got the 31 of Jim Gambit. As Joe Sandrovich will clear off a 4. But here comes Emmerich now to the bottom lane. They're 4 wide back there. I believe that's the 52 of Gatlin Downey. TJ Hanley, Luigi, and Jonathan Buford as they race off into 1. Contact made. They're making it so far. And it looks like they're gonna make it somehow. Great job by all those drivers to keep from crashing. As down the backstretch, Jim Gambit might get forced 3 wide back right here by the 09 of Patrick Smith. And Christian Parker in the 40 right there. The 62 Jennifer Buford as well. Smith tried to get to the bottom of Emmerich, but Parker took that advantage down to the bottom before he could. Jay Jefferson, the latest winner in the Target Series at Atlanta. He won the 2nd to last Target Series race last season, which was held here at Atlanta. He gets forced to the outside. Hunter Powers in the 14 coming all the way to the bottom as Jennifer Buford clears for the race lead. Come off a 4, very tight back in the pack. Hunter Powers all the way to the bottom, a little bit squirrely trying to get underneath that 62 car. The 87 behind of Roland Cook is pushing Powers forward. Jonathan Rain started on the last row. He's up into the top 3. Behind them, somehow they've kept from crashing as they've gone 4 wide in instances. Roland Cook gonna clear now out front, but Jonathan Rains in the 9 coming to the bottom. Rains now underneath the 87 as they race off at 4 to the stripe. TJ Hanley might force it 3 wide. Oh, back there, a car in the grass. It's Marcos Yepez. He comes up and somehow keeps from crashing. They're still hitting, but they saved their cars, and we keep from another crash, another close call here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and they all keep it from crashing. Once again, is up ahead. TJ Hanley is leading in the 44, and down to second, Max Anderson. Third is now Jake Galloway, but here comes the 4 underneath of Jason Larker. What that's done, that's kind of calmed the pack for now, although they're going to go 4 wide once again. Marcos Yepez in the middle of it once again. 4 wide off into turn 1. This is not going to be good. Contact made this time down the back. They're still hitting, still banging, and they make it again. These drivers are doing their best jobs of getting so close to crashing, but they somehow don't do it. 2 cars pull away now. Max Harrison trying to chase down TJ Hanley as they battle third on back. Code Luigi has the 3rd position as of now. Jay Jefferson going for 4th. Isaac Nichols for 5th. Down the backstretch, look at that 3 wide back there. 2 cars still pulling away. Max Harrison trying to push Hanley forward. They'll be a third of the way through this race this time by. It'll be 10 down, 20 to go. Anderson looks for the lead on TJ, but TJ will lead at the third of the way mark through the race. Hanley leading at Atlanta, but has Max Anderson, Code Luigi, Jay Jefferson, and some others trying to run them down. Jefferson now looks for third, excuse me, as they come off of the corner and down the backstretch. Now Nichols looks for that 3rd position. Oh, crash on the backstretch. The 82 goes around. And is anyone else involved? Not quite yet, but I saw maybe the 87 on the apron. Someone was on the apron. If they come back up, that could be a crash. They didn't. Yellow will come out for a single car spin. TJ Hanley led them back to the stripe. And what could have been a 10, 15 car crash ends up with 1 car getting just slight damage. I don't know how much damage. It doesn't even have much damage there. So I believe all 42 cars should be able to keep going after this as Hanley and the field race back to the stripe. I don't believe there's going to be any instances here on the backstretch where they crash. Looks like everyone makes it back. They're all single file sorted out to keep from getting any damage. So great job by every one of these drivers to go 11 laps without crashing. They go a 12th lap and they just get a single car spin somehow. So I believe the field will stay on the track here. Hanley with the race lead. Let's check out what happened at caution number 1. Alexander Rowe goes for a spin on the backstretch. Here's the reason for caution number 1. They got 4 wide, and this is the one instance where it finally was the breaking point. As the 82 of Alexander Rowe, Luke Rainey also there. I see Juan Garcia and the 4 of Jason Larker all in this. And they get a little bit close right there. Rowe kind of comes off of the 4. Luke Rainey's down there. Juan Garcia as well. And the 82 spins down low. And somehow all of these drivers hit the gas. And even with the 19 coming up the track, they still keep it from wrecking as the 82 spins down the inside and makes no contact with the wall or anything, just gets the damage from hitting the 19 and the others. So great job there by Alexander Rowe to keep it out of the wall and keep his car in one piece, and he'll still have a shot to win this race, I believe. So I don't think there's much damage on the 82 car. You see right there, never goes fully around. In front of the pack, though, they had to throw that yellow flag. I saw someone all the way up against the wall. Joe Jefferson, the 30-year points leader, had to have had a heart attack when that happened. If the 82 possibly would have overcorrected, that could have been the whole field, including him. I think at that point, you're just holding your breath, hoping that nothing happens. Levi Shones in the 15 back here, down low, able to miss it. Great job there by Shones. Great job by everyone. They're on the apron, they're coming up off the apron, they're going everywhere. They keep it from crashing. So TJ Hanley, this caution kind of saves his lead as the 1 and the 7 were kind of running them down. Hanley leads us back to the stripe, and he'll also lead us back to the green flag. That 44 car showing the way at Atlanta. The field coming to the green flag as we'll be halfway through the race. 15 down, 15 to go. Of course, no cars out. All 42 cars pretty much in the race with cars that can get up there and win this race, as not many have too much damage. Alexander Rowe, the only one with damage, and there's not much to that 82 car. So the 44 TJ Hanley out front for this restart. In second, you have Max Anderson. Third, Jay Jefferson. Fourth, Nichols. Fifth, Justin Zeidel. Then got Jeffrey Beefer in sixth. Code Luigi 7th. Roland Cook 8th. Jonathan Beefer 9th. And John Garrett running out the top 10. They come to the restart zone. TJ Hanley with the race lead. We're back racing at Atlanta. Green flag in the Mountain Dew 300. Halfway that time by Hanley with the race lead. Cars pulling low already, making moves. Isaac Nichols makes a move on Jay Jefferson for third. That's your first battle inside the top 5. And does Max Harrison make a move on Hanley down the backstretch with the draft that he might get? Zaydell looking low on Nichols. Nichols trying to block down low. Now Nichols moves up high. Zaydell moves into the bottom lane. This is for third. Justin Zaydell side by side with Nichols and clears him through 3 and 4. The 6 car now up to third. But Jeff Buford now coming for that third position. Has Roland Cook behind him. Behind her, excuse me. Zaydell now for second. 6 car looking for that race lead. 13 to go this time by. Justin Zaydell clears the 04. But now as they come down the backstretch, they're bound for second. Buford looks to the bottom of the 6. Roland Cook behind him. The one at Jay Jefferson, I saw that, found a hole in between the 4 and the 88, and it was a hole that was basically the length of his car. He somehow got down into it. And now looking underneath the 4, 3 wide. They're racing hard towards the front. Hanley, meanwhile, still up front. 13 to go. It's very hard to keep the lead at Atlanta. If he can keep this lead and win this race, I'll definitely be shocked. It might not be surprising with who's behind that wheel. Jennifer Buford tried to make a crossover on Cook. Cook protected it beautifully and keeps that second position. Now he's running down the 44 of Hanley. In the draft, down the quad oval. 12 to go. The 87 to the back bumper of the 44, but can't make a move quite yet. He's looking low through 1 and 2. The 44 slips up, gets a little tight, and down the back stretch, Cook is side by side with Hanley. 44 with the draft from the 62 trying to clear. Jeffrey Buford also stays up high. 2 cars up top. The 87 down low with no help, but is able to clear the 44 off of the corner. Roland Cook out front at Atlanta. Hanley fighting back to the outside lane. Gets back outside the 87, and 60 goes back to the outside with the 44 as John West goes to the bottom. They're not going to be 3 wide. The 44 pushed up top. But still a lot of time left. They're coming to 10 to go. If you get back down to the bottom, you'll have a shot to get back up towards the front as John West gets to the second position. John Gammett, the 38, now going for third as Isaac Nichols makes a move 3 wide. That'll be for the third position. So cars sliding up the tire wear, taking into effect here. Cars will get tighter. Hanley goes to the middle lane. In the 44s, they're going to be 3 wide once again for third. Christian Parker in the 40 looks to the bottom. Justin Zaydell coming back in the 6. He tries to go to the bottom lane. Can't get it done. Jeffrey Buford with a bold move trying to block the 20 car. Couldn't get it done. Sandrovich gets to the bottom. So it's kind of calmed down up towards the front. Roland Cook is leading. John West is second. They're 1-2. The 40 trying to push the 89 up there. Where's your points there? Joe Jefferson at in the 30. Still back here at the back of the pack. He's not made any progress forward. And second in points is right in front of him, Jim Gambit. Your top 2 points not having a good day. And this could propel third on back up in points. Getting less racy here towards the front, coming to 8 laps to go. Roland Cook holding the lead. Behind them, fanning out, trying to get down to the bottom lane. Alex Stewart went all the way down almost to the grass. Zaydell looks for second down the back. Christian Parker in the 40 trying to protect that spot. Sandrovich gets down in line in front of the 62. Racing off into 3 and 4. Zaydell still side by side with the 40 of Parker. And he clears him. Now can he run down Roland Cook coming to 7 laps to go. Still a lot of time left here at Atlanta. The draft is big. Jeffrey Buford making a move underneath the 20 car. Sandrovich fends that off as Zaydell is running that 87 down in the draft. Down the backstretch he comes. The shuffling of the cars back in the pack, moving up, down, left, right. Two cars once again break away as they're 3 wide for third. Jennifer Buford to the bottom of Sandrovich. Wow, Patrick Smith almost took the nose off the 20, and that could have been a crash. Looking for the race lead. They get side by side. This will have third on back. Side by side. Cook to the top. Zaydell to the bottom. And down the backstretch, Zaydell has a nose. He has to keep that nose entering 3. He does. But look at Patrick Smith and the others. They're going to gain a ton. Smith and Buford coming hard as Zaydell clears. 5 to go at Atlanta. If the yellow comes out, the race is over. Cook gets back in second. He can still have a shot at 6. Behind them, sliding up the 44, the 33, and the 4, and a huge battle down the back. Christian Parker for a spot. back up in line in front of the 09. Look at the run for the 44. Look at the run for the 87 for the racing once again. Coming to 4 laps to go. Jeffrey Beeford there in third. Caution is out. That's the race. The 2 involved. Big crash backstretch. 88, 82, 41, 52, 66, 30. Your points leader, Luke Rainey, Juan Garcia, James DeCurligan, the 16, the 31, 23, 38, and the 2 all involved, and that will end the race. A big crash on the backstretch. The big one strikes, and it ends the race. And Justin Zeidel may have just gotten a lucky break as he leads them back to the stripe. He'll come around to take 3 to go, so as long as there's no problem on the 6, he should end up winning here at Atlanta under caution. Let's go check out how the big crash started. I see the Gambit's involved, your points leader, second in points, so many cars torn up here late in the race. This tire wear here at Atlanta, it's so big, and these cars get very tight with it, and the 16 of Adam McDowell kind of overdrives the corner up into the 38. They make contact, they go hard to the outside wall. Then Jim Gambit comes along with nowhere to go and gets into the 16. James DeCurligan, the 80 AV Light Bright, and it's on from there. Others start piling in. Coluigi gets rammed by his teammate Joe Jefferson. That's where the 32 gets his damage. Gets even more there. This was a big time crash on the backstretch. So many, big crash there from John Gambit. Oh, Luke Rain flips the 38. John Gambit takes a tumble down the backstretch. A very slow roll. Look at this in real time from a different camera angle. One that probably caught more of the action right there as it occurred. Oh, the 01 right down in front of the 28 and the 5. Somehow they were able to avoid it. So many good race cars involved and torn up. And the 70 didn't realize that 38 was going to be coming down the track in front of him, and at the end tried to turn hard back to the right but couldn't get it done. As your points leader, Joe Jefferson, the 30, involved. How will this affect him in points? Although second in points also involved Jim Gambit. Whoa! It's almost like that 30 didn't have brakes or something on the top lane. He just tried to fly right through those guys or something right there. Definitely was not the best move to see the 38 flipping upside down right there. Let's go on board with Jefferson's teammate, Jim Gambit, the 31, as he was second in points coming into this race. He has heavy damage. So many good cars involved. The winner of this race last season, Jeff Brighton, the 5, has an onboard camera. He's able to escape this and get a few positions. Great job there by Jeff to avoid it. Let's also go on board with the winner of the Pennzoil Truck Series race yesterday, Michael Ferris, as he's involved in the 18. Ferris wanted to get out of there. He got on the loud pedal and got out. Meanwhile, Justin Zeidel up ahead leads them back to the yellow flag. And he'll win at Atlanta as long as he can coast it around. What is now 1.5 more laps. He'll come back on the backstretch of the white flag. The field has taken the white flag under the yellow flag. We're on the final lap of the race in the Mountain Dew 300. Justin Zeidel, the 6, is going to get to victory lane as long as he can make it through 3 and 4 and halfway down the front stretch. Roland Cook and others tried to chase him down. If we had the rest of the 4 laps, who knows what could have happened. That was shaping up to be one wild, intense finish. I was looking forward to it, but big one happened on the backstretch. Yellow comes out. They'll end the race prematurely. Dominant car of the day finishes 6th. TJ Hanley. You know he would have loved to get up there and have a shot there at the end. He was charging forward late. Meanwhile, down the front stretch, Justin Zeidel in the 6 will pick up a victory for Roush Fenway Racing, back-to-back for them as the 16 of Adam McDowell won last race at Texas. They'll win now in Atlanta. Zeidel wins the Mountain Dew 300 at Atlanta. So the rest of the field comes across. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Mountain Dew 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. There were 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 9 lead changes among 9 different drivers. Justin Zeidel ends up winning the race, led 6 laps, so he's up there pretty much all race. He started 36th. The guy who finished second started 39th, Roland Cook, led 7 laps. Jennifer Beeford ends up 3rd. Christian Parker in 4th, and Patrick Smith 5th. They got TJ Hanley in 6th, who led the most laps, 11. Just came short here today. Steve Larker ends up 7th. Jason Larker 8th. Steve Morgan in 9th, led 1 lap from the pole. And Joe Sandro rounding up the top 10. So there's your top 20. All but one of your finishers in the top 10 started outside the top 15. They all started 18th or worse, besides Steve Morgan, who started on pole. All of your top 5 positions starting 25th or worse. So it just shows how wild Atlanta can be in the Target Series. As you look down 21st to 40th. 31 cars finished on the lead lap. And about 33 finished the race running as Joe Jefferson, your points leader, ends up with the last car running at 33rd. Not what he was hoping for, but second in points, Jim Gamet had a worse day than him, as Gamet finishes down in the 42nd position with that big hit that he took there in the crash. Let's now go look at the point standings. Here are the points, and somehow Jeffrey Beeford just sniped away that points lead from Joe Jefferson. So Beeford now up to the points lead. Joe Jefferson is now down to 2nd. Steve Morgan with a decent day is up to 3rd. Patrick Smith is 4th, and Jay Jefferson has snuck his way into the top 5. They got Jim Gamet in 6th after his bad day here at Atlanta. Marco Chapez in 7th. Then 8th you have Adam McDowell. 9th, Jeff Bright. And rounding out the top 10, Michael Ferris. So there's your top 20. Justin Zeidel with that win. Doesn't move up into the top 20. So he's going to want even more good days. As remember, top 30 is the cutoff, but it's most likely going to be top 12 winners. I doubt we're going to have less than 12 winners. Nichols just outside the top 20, and Zeidel now up to that 30th position, the cutoff to make it to the chase with a win. So he has a lot of pressure on him to do even better. These next few races get maybe a few more wins. If you can get 2 or 3 wins, you might actually get in, because more wins, the better seed you are going into the chase. Hunter Powers, the other winner. Remember, he missed 4 races. That's why he's down there way far back from Luke Rainey and the others. The next race will be at Richmond for the Target 300. See you guys then.